So welcome to the second module within the leadership segment. In this module, we are going to discuss the sales leadership competencies, specifically the sales DNA. Let me introduce you to Objective Management Group, one of the leading sales assessment companies in the world. OMG, or Objective Management Group, has recommended a list of competencies, amongst them sales DNA being one of the critical most ones. What is sales DNA? OMG has studied about little more than 2 million sales assessments and salespeople, and they have distilled all things that make salespeople successful to just 4 crucial elements. What are these? They are desire, commitment, outlook, and responsibility. Yes, I repeat, desire, commitment, outlook, and responsibility. Let's look at each one of them separately. Desire. Desire to succeed, a burning desire to succeed. This is one of the key elements of a great sales professional. Sales representatives and sales managers are highly driven. And what's the one thing that can drive desire? It's the ability to set and achieve goals. And I have personally seen a lot of sales reps, including sales managers, when it comes to goal setting and documenting, they would hardly put pen on paper or do a good job about their own goals. How can somebody who's not even set their own goals be having super desire? So let me ask you a question. Do you have your goals penned down? And if you don't, then it's time that you did right now. And I always recommend that you put all your goals across 1 year, 3 years, and 5 years in 5 areas of your life: personal, professional, health, money, and relationship. Make a very nice table with 3 columns and about 5 rows, and each row has one of these areas of your life. Obviously, ensure that your goals are smart. And also see to it that each of your sales reps have their own goals as well. How would one have desire if they don't know where they're going in their lives? Let's move to commitment. Commitment is one of the very important aspect in a salesperson and a sales rep. Commitment, what kind of commitment are we talking about? Is it the typical 9 to 5 kind of a commitment? I think a 9 to 5 commitment is a conditional commitment. I would like you to look at a no matter what kind of a commitment. If you have a baby and if the baby goes hungry, you would do what it takes. You will say, I will do what it takes and make sure the baby gets its milk because I say so. You wouldn't have excuses. Now cut it straight to your organization and your jobs. As a sales manager or a salesperson, what is required is unconditional commitment. In other words, we would do whatever it takes to get the job done. Reflect on yourself and on your team. Do you have that unconditional commitment for your success and your organization's success? Does your team and each member on your team has that kind of a unconditional commitment? Outlook. Sales managers who are self-aware have a positive outlook. Our behaviors affect the people around us. So, are we impacting our staff in a positive way or a negative way? So, positive outlook leads to positive impact on our staff. Positive outlook could not just be about people, it would be about our markets, it would be about competition, it would be about opportunities, it could be about the economy. It's the way we process it, it's the way we see the world. Sales managers rub off their confidence and conviction, and outlook is what makes the difference. Responsibility. One of the key things successful people have is they take responsibility, the willingness to take responsibility. It's easy to say it is because of A reason or B reason that I could not achieve the numbers. It is easy to say that there has been a time issue, there has been a market issue. We didn't put any targets because of the economy. We didn't achieve our targets this month because competition prices are cheaper. Management has got unreasonable demands on us. It gets worse when we start saying it's someone else's fault and blaming it on other departments. It happens, isn't it? Salespeople take full responsibility of their results. We very well know that the economy is in crisis, especially with the current times that we have seen what's happening. The competition is fierce, our margins are affected, our customers and suppliers are putting us under pressure as well. And it is taking longer to make decisions. Those who take responsibility say, well, what can I do about it? What is under my control? For example, could I be doing more prospecting? Could I look at other markets? Could I regain lost relationships with customers? Do I need to put more efforts? Do I need to do more meetings? Do I need to look at next level of opportunities? That is what it means to take full responsibility. For achieving our targets, our KPIs, the buck stops with us. We are ultimately responsible. We are the organization for the salespeople. Studies have shown that there can be 5 hidden weaknesses. What could these be? These are self-limiting beliefs, need for approval, emotional weakness, money weakness, and bicycle weakness. Let's look at each one of them. Self-limiting beliefs. We or our staff may be having some erroneous beliefs like, I can't sell to higher up senior management. I can't do cold calling. That's not my cup of tea. We as sales managers believe our price is high. Haven't you heard this before? Our price is high. No one ever said when they won the deal that the price was high. It comes only when you lose a deal. Some of our staff may also be able to sell to a particular customer or at a particular level. What's the difference? A lot of time it boils down to beliefs. Some real limiting beliefs that our salespeople may have. So don't even bother calling him. He won't budge from the current suppliers. Could that be a self-limiting belief as well? And hence you avoid going to a particular type of prospect or customers. Need for approval. We all have it, don't we? I have seen sales managers coming out of a joint sales meeting with their sales reps and very gently turn towards their sales team member and ask, how was the call? I think that was fishing for a compliment rather than asking for feedback about what they learned. And if that is the case, then certainly this sales manager is having this one biggest challenge, need for approval. And that too from whom? His own sales team member. The moment there is a need for approval from a team member of yours, I think you have lost respect to lead that team member. So we all have it. We all like to be liked. But if our need for approval is too strong, it can become our weakness, and our effectiveness as a sales manager will come into pressure. As a salesperson, you may not able to be advance the sale because they might think that if we ask tough questions or they try to close the customer, they might look too pushy and the sales might not like them. It may happen with a salesperson as well. Any of your team members may come up and tell you that I am not able to advance the sale because if I was too pushy, the customer might think that this guy is just after me and he may not buy because of that. Actually, the underlying issue could be this person has that need for approval and hence resists following up. And hence, need for approval, whether it is in your team member or it is for yourself, is something that one needs to reflect on. As a sales manager, if we seek need for approval from our staff, we may not be able to hold them accountable. Controlling emotions. This is one issue that is there in a lot of us. We all have different degrees of reaction. This can impact on our effectiveness as sales managers. What do you mean by controlling emotions? Let's look at these examples. Losing our temper, letting ourselves get provoked. In fact, there is this misnomer about sales managers need to bang the table, be the aggressive one. Aggression doesn't mean banging tables or just get out of emotional reactions on people. Is anger controlling you or you controlling anger? And if it's the second one, and if you're using it as a tool, then you are a wise, self-aware sales manager. Question is, are we able to control our emotions and get best out of our teams? Let's talk about a very critical aspect, money. Did you know that a lot of salespeople are afraid to ask what the budget is or how the customer is going to spend on this, or how is the approval going to come for this particular purchase? I have seen in my experience with a lot of salespeople, especially in real estate selling, they are almost shying away from asking for the budget. In fact, in large value sales, it is so easy and okay to figure out the budget. If our team starts doing that, they could wind up wasting a lot of their time only to find out that their prices were too high, or they could be able to gauge that they underquoted and left a lot of money on the table, money which they could have made. Are we able to help them control their potential weakness? Are we able to support them to sell at higher prices? Are we able to sell value? This is a question a sales manager needs to ask. Another very important thing is buy cycle weakness. Buy cycle weakness. The way we buy has a direct connection with the way we sell. Interesting, isn't it? If our salespeople are cautious buyers, they will sell cautiously. I think you need to check each of your sales team members how they buy. And if their customers give them put-offs, such as we need to look around, we need to get some other quotes first, our salespeople will let them get away with. They would be too empathetic, thinking that's what I would do. And that's where the empathy comes in. If I were in their place, I would also have taken time to look around, isn't it? If salespeople are impulse buyers, they see it, like it, and buy it. And they expect the same from their customers. And hence they are able to progress the sale. Are we as sales managers able to support their buy cycle so that they are able to sell effectively and progress the sale? Are we coaching them so that they avoid put-offs and take them as objections and handle them effectively? So let's wrap up. 2 things that we learned here. 1, there are 4 elements of sales DNA that define a salesperson: desire, outlook, commitment, and accountability. 2, identify and be aware of weaknesses in you and your sales team and work on them to become better and better at your role.